guys, it's Beverly. Okay, I want to talk about socks today. Now, I have been doing the Crochet by Christy, Crochet Creations by Christy, sock along. And it's on her Facebook page. And she does a drawing once a month, or sometimes she does a progress drawing or whatever. And so I'm working on my third pair of socks. Yay! So I put in a pair of socks in the July entry. This is my August entry. Now my July entry was in the same yarn. This is the Premier yarn. I don't have the ball band with me. It is, I want to say Serenity, but I might not be right. But anyway, I had two 50-gram skeins of this yarn, and I ended up making 2 pairs of socks. The first pair had a heel, and those have already been donated. This pair is a pair of tube socks, and they are pretty much twins, except for the cuff. So they're sisters instead of twins, but they did come out the same length. Now I wanted to talk to you about the tube socks if you guys are interested in it. I like them better because they're easier. You don't have to do a heel, and if you're afraid of it, even trying it, and the heel's holding you back, don't let it. Okay, so this pair, what I did with it was I used a size 6 needle because I don't want to use those teeny tiny needles. I cast on 48 stitches, and I used the 9-inch or 10-inch, circular needle in a size 6, and I made the sock. Okay, so I did 48 stitches. I knit 2, purl 2. Okay, and I did it, in this case I did it for like 1 3/4 inches, but most of the time I do it, the first, that's just how it came out, so I had to make the second one. So I usually make the ribbing 2 inches. Then I come down, and when I normally do a sock that has a heel, I do a 7-inch leg. Okay, then after the heel I do a 16 scratch. Okay, 2 inches, 7 inches. Then for the foot I do a 6.5 inch foot. Okay, because that's what one of my patterns called for size 7, 8 ladies. So we're 2, 6, gotta use this brain, 2, 7, 6.5. Then I calculated about 1 inch for the heel, which moved me up to 14.5 inches. Then I started my toe decrease. I did an SSK on one side and a knit 2 together on the other side. Then a row of knitting, then an SSK and knit 2 together. Another row of just knit until I was down to approximately 14 stitches or 13, whatever you get close to. That's how I did it. Then I did the Kitchener stitch to bind off the toe. See, I did a pretty good job. I'm not saying I'm perfect here. So that's how I make my tube socks. So what would happen is when this is put on a foot, depending on how the size of your foot is going to be how high your leg is. So that's where I kind of say these are one size fits all. Okay, So if I've confused you, I'm going to say it one more time and try to do it correctly. 2-inch 2x2 rib, 14.5 inches of leg, and then I decrease for the toe down to 13 or 14 stitches. And that's how I make my tube socks. Now, if you were making them for a man, the dimensions would be different. But there is how I made my tube socks. So this is pair number 2 for August, and it's been posted on Crochet Creations by Christy's Facebook page. Okay, I already started my pair of socks for the month of September. Yay! I decided that I wanted to knit 2 socks at a time. So guess what? Here I am. Now, what this is again, these are size 6. Because I don't want to do those little teeny tiny needles. I have 2 circulars in size 6. My tip is to make sure that you have 2 different color needles. Because when I first started out, I had a set of 2 pink ones. Because I just think they're so cute. Or the mauve colored, or whatever you want to call these. But then I started getting confused. So I found a pair in blue. And I know that the blue one is the back of my sock. And the pink one is the front of my sock. Okay. Again, I cast on 48 stitches. I did a 2x2 rib. And this is 2 inches. And I'm planning on knitting 2 at a time until I have 14.5 inches. And then I'm going to start decreasing for the toe. Okay. Now, I'm going to get to what the yarn is in a minute. There's a video, which I'm going to link below. 2 videos, actually, that tells you how to cast this on with 2 circular needles. I've done them before 2 at a time, and I didn't finish them when I used just 1 set of circular needles. And if you can do that way, great. I'm going for what's easy for me, just like you do easy for you. You do you. Because I've been around a lot of people lately. I'm not going there. Okay. The lady, I can't remember her name that I watched of her videos. The video to cast it on, she did really good. But the video that shows you how to knit this in the round, it would have been nice if she would have mentioned you had 2 different colors, because I think she uses the same color. It would have been nice to tell you when you start out that you use, I mean, it should be obvious, but when you got all this going on, you know how it is. The first couple rows of anything is horrendous. But she didn't make a point of saying when you start your first, of course you're going to mark it. See, I got a stitch marker so I know this is the front. And I'm sorry if I'm making noise, but you know how I got all these needles, and of course they're doing their own thing. Okay, there it goes again. Okay. So what ends up happening, number 1, did not have the 2 socks pushed together. Okay? I had the front on 1 needle and the back on 1 needle, but I screwed up. I started knitting like this, you know, and it didn't work. What you do is you take your first needle and you make sure you get the same needle and come around and knit, okay? So that's why I knew I had to have 2 different colors, because I was grabbing the wrong one, if I'm making any sense. Okay. It's going great. I just took a break because I'm not really using them until September. Okay. They're going to be tube socks. I'm not doing any heels. Okay. I'm going to put this down. I'm not going to touch it again. There we go. Okay. So here's my 2 skeins of yarn, and they do get twisted. So from time to time, you got to untwist them. Okay. Now, a while back, I was given this Premier Fruits yarn by Premier because they wanted me to try it. They gave me this and some of the worsted acrylic. This is the sock yarn, or at least I'm using it. It's a number 4 super fine, and they recommend using a number 2. And see, that's what they're making their socks out, using a number 2. If you can use those number 2 needles, God bless you. I'm not even buying them because I'm using a 6. You can see I got big hands, you guys. Okay, if you got little hands and you can do it, go for it. Okay, so what is this? This is the color Blueberry. So see my little blueberries? And let's see, what is it made out of? 93% acrylic and 7% P as in Paul, B as in boy, T as in Tom, which I did some research and found out that it's polyester, some form of polyester, okay? And I don't know exactly what those initials stand for, but that's my socks that I'm going to be entering in the September sock challenge for Crochet Creations by Christy. And I wanted to show you, I'm going to link the videos below. I don't want to touch the needles and make them rattle some more. But that's how I'm making my tube socks, okay? If you need any help with what size and how many rows you should make and inches, you know, like let's say that you want to make a pair for your husband and he has a size 11, just send me a comment below or an email, whichever email's below too, and I'll pull out my chart or link the chart and tell you what I would do in order to make a tube sock for a man or whatever. But these are ladies, and I consider them a size 7, 8 on these. And again, they could be one size fits all, you know, for an adult, because it's a medium width. And it would go up their leg ever how far it went up their leg. So that is my video. It's a short one, you guys, about the socks. And again, if you need my help, let me know. Love you guys.